Hey there, fellow station builders. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers' Brutal Vulcan. Episode 3, Laying the Foundation for a Greenhouse. Alright, how hot is this? Iron needs probably more than that puts out. Luckily, the arc furnace does iron quickly. Yeah, 527 for iron. It is 430, 443 in there. So iron can't go in there. I'll put iron in here then. Power, not a big deal because I have megawatts now. As I said, you know, I should also make that portable light so that it's a little bit easier to see. So iron and copper for the portable light. My copper's in there. So I'll make the doors after a portable light. Oh, I need like 1 gram of iron. Yeah, literally 1 gram. And then we're going to want a large battery for that thing too. Which needs steel and gold. And this is so that you guys could follow along. So I'm actively venting out the furnace so that it's like can be reset for use. Because it's it was full of not hot enough gas. There's my portable light. Now, batteries. I'm going to do 2 large batteries, 1 for my portable light and 1 for the APC. So that the APC has a large battery that I can swap to. And, okay, I'm already making the next one. Perfect. So this is a swap battery, where I can swap it to devices that are low bat. Done. And here's the other battery. I'll just stick it there. So it'll probably drain my kit battery, because these things hold a lot of power. But, you know, whatever. Okay, back to the doors. And then once those batteries are charged up, I'll stick it into my port light. Doors are copper and iron. So I'm gonna need 2 of those. Oops. Canadian Huzzy and Imradix, thank you for the resubs. I'm still being somewhat, like, power efficient, like turning things off that I'm not using or whatever. It's not a bad habit to get in, 2. So 2 composite doors. And I'm gonna waste tank caution. That means, give me my iron back. Yoink. Oh, yeah, here. Keep forgetting where it is. New waste tanks in. New air tanks in. Okay, these doors need plastic sheets. 1 each. And then 1 glass each. Okay, cabling, and then we'll need console and all that other junk. gas sensors, etc., etc. So here's the sensor, which needs iron. Where's my iron? It's in here. Extra rice, thank you for the resub too. Character's like, I want a shower. Yeah, no, too bad. Super too bad. Not gonna happen. Dear Lord, no. Alright, gas sensor. I'll just stick here. That's fine. Then we're gonna want console for the airlock controls. Just one's fine. Put that there. We're going to want to advance the airlock. Circuit board. And I'm out of, what, gold and copper? Okay, got it. We are going to want... active vents. Insulated pipes. They don't need to be insulated, but like doesn't hurt, especially on the outside. The inside really doesn't need it, but I'm gonna do it anyway because might as well. So active vents. Oh, this is the wrong printer. What do I need from this printer? I need glass. I'm also going to need a data disk off of the electric printer, I just realized. So I'm going to need to go mining sooner or later. Data disk, yeah, I'm going to need to go mining. Alright, let's do a little mining. While I have the sun, or whatever, sunlight. While it's bright out. I just know someone in the YouTube comments is going to be panicked enough. Well, actually, it's not the sun. Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to call it a solar system. I do fully understand a solar system implies that it is Sol, our sun. It should be called a star system. But that's a level of pedantry I don't care about. And yes, sometimes my YouTube comments get pedantic enough that I only envision the writer as the, well, actually, neckbeard meme. Because there's no other explanation for the comments I receive. Sorry, people. But them's the truth. Alright, so we got some gold. We got some, Alright, here's some copper. Perfect. Also, I'm not on Mimas. I'm not on the moon, so gravity is, like, almost a little more than half of Earth. Meaning, it's important not to, like, smack into the ground or I break my suit. I'm going to do a smaller batch of this because it's about to get too cold. And, you know, truth be told, I probably won't be able to manage the furnace before it's too chilly. Which is funny to say, it's 400 Celsius. Before it's too chilly for furnace. Oh, wow, I didn't mean for that to be going the whole time. But maybe. If this was truly vacuumed out, actually, there is hope that I can use atmospheric to make an ingot. Nah, it's close. 300. No, we just dipped below the potential temp. Never mind. Well, that copper's kind of stuck there as not being able to be smelted, so I'm going to have to go more copper. Because it's going to come out as like a blob, and not a 50-gram blob that I can stick into the arc furnace. Yeah, the automod goes hard. You mention anything that could be potentially perceived as an insult, and it's gonna smack it. And, I don't have the luxury of time to be able to casually tab out and override the automod every time it happens. Sadly. Because I really have no seconds to waste. Speaking of which... This battery, all set. Let there be light. Much better, guy. Yeah, much better. Okay. We are waiting on the active vents, I think. The gold probably could... Well, it's still too cold now. I'm glad the gold that I'm smelting isn't causing a massive fire. As it could. Sometimes it goes boom. Three bars. That's a lot of megawatts. Thank you, solar. I appreciate it. Okay, I need 10 grams of copper at least. So once that hits 40, we're good to go. I'll grab a little. One of the advantages of having a not shoot fed system is I can just like interrupt and snatch stuff. Alright, so 2 active vents. I think that's all we need. Gas sensors, consoles, so just the wires, and the pipes, and the passive vents. So I need 2 passive vents. Actually, I'm going to make them insulated passive vents. Just so that, like, there is no heat transference. It's a overabundance of caution, but, you know, I don't want to have to deal with heat bleed. And the data disk, yes. That would be the last piece of the equation. So passive vent here. And this is to keep the 2 atmospheres separate, because the greenhouse is going to have its own atmosphere. Oops. Insulated pipes. 2 of them. Then data disk. Data disk is missing gold and copper. I have gold in there, and the copper I think is smelting. And then, like, more cables. Always more cables. Let's do silicon. Getting thirsty again? Oh, stop. I don't want 2 discs. Oh, crap. Yeet! Could recycle it, but ain't got time for that. Alright, I can pick up power from here. What? Oh, God, I cut into the network. And I'm sure I'm going to want power coming into this room. So there we go. Power drop. Now we have an area for our airlock. I'm not going to bother hooking it up yet because I don't actually have carbon dioxide to even put in there. Next task. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a tank for gas. And that requires some of the silicon I'm currently producing. Alright, set up a greenhouse. Yep, still the priority. We want a insulated tank. And I need 11 more silicon. Got it. Oh, here comes the thing. I'm just gonna call it the thing. The glowing thing in the sky that's trying to kill me. Here, silicon, silicon, silicon. It's the sun, isn't it? Oh god, not this again. It's Janus. Or Janus. Maybe I'll just call it Janus. I mean, it's Janus. So, you know. I'm gonna say it however I want. Janus. Janus is cooking me. It also might be wise for me to do another batch of steel. But I don't think that's top of my list. But I acknowledge that I've used up more than half. Okay, that's exactly the amount I needed. Now, unfortunately, nope, that's the wrong printer. Unfortunately, the, I sort of needed... whatever, I'll set up everything I need for it. No, that's the wrong thing. Tank. Insulated tank. So this insulated tank is going to store night gas. The gas that is available to vacuum up on this planet at night. And I'm going to use it as a source of carbon dioxide, a source of volatiles, and a source of coolant. It's going to be like just a big old tank of mixed gas. Pretty straightforward. Done. Alright, then I'm going to want atmospherics. So I'm going to want at least 2 atmospherics, 1 for carbon dioxide, and 1 for air conditioning. Is there a point where I feel pressured for resources, or is there generally a lot just available around? It depends on what kind of resources. I am very pressured for water and oxygen, but I'm not really pressured for anything else.
Hydration critical.
And don't threaten me with a good time. Alright, is my oxygen... It's been getting hot in there, isn't it? Oh, that can't analyze it like that. 45 Celsius? Yeah, it kind of sucks, but, like, whatever. It's not gonna kill me. We're not at, like, Death Valley just yet. Oh, you know what? I don't have a lot to... Oh, no, I do have a lot to hydrate on. Let's get another granola bar, though.
Temperature high. Temperature high. Temperature high.
What's happening here is I think the heat bleed is coming through that pipe there. But, like, the damage is already kind of done to this room. I should have insulated there, too, in hindsight. Bye-bye water bottle! Alright, 1 kit of atmospherics. We want a adhesive insulation. I'm out of silicon. No, I'm not. I just need to pick it up. And then probably one for the pass event too, that I'm sure is a culprit as well. But whatever, that's not part of this project. Okay, back on task. So, we're going to be setting up an insulated tank up here. With the gas port facing the mountain. Yep, there it is. Alright, and that's going to be filled with nighttime gas. Oh, what? My waste tank's full. Okay. Is there iron in here? There is. I love the tossing it like with true disdain. All right, in here, we're going to have a filtration unit eventually. Not right now, but eventually, which siphons oxygen produced by the potatoes back to the base. But for right now, it wants a air conditioner because this room is way too hot. So I'm going to set up an air conditioner here. Yes. So for that, we need 2 pipes. Cables and a screwdriver. Okay, there we go. Now the filtered and unfiltered, the input and the output. Oh, is this a filter? Oh, god damn it. All right, it doesn't really matter. I'll turn it into an air conditioner. Not paying attention. Air conditioner. There. So the waste is going to be the heatsink dump. And then the power port, I'll just hook up like that. That's fine. And then the input and output are going to be very straightforward. It's going to be literally 2 passive vents. Keep it simple. So it just takes in carbon dioxide from the room and outputs colder carbon dioxide. And then I'll dump the excess waste into that orange tank above. Alright, the cable that goes into the room, let's have it go straight like that. That's a little bit better. Alright, then I'm going to need another atmospherics for carbon dioxide filter. This is the wrong printer. So gold and copper. Really? I'm that low? I suppose I am. Let's get some of the copper in here. Yep, there we go. Already an ingot. And forget waiting for this gold. There it is. Thank you, Hot Planet. Alright, another atmospherics kit. Awesome. And then I'll need a lot of insulated pipes to run around here, plus an active vent to fill the thing at night. Ooh, kit battery is full! And that's what I am talking about. I got power. Switching some batteries around for my tools, because some of my tools have been battery siphon drained. So this atmospherics kit is going to go, like, not in the farm, because it didn't need to be in the farm. Somewhere here. So I want a platform for it, and my atmospherics will be out this way or something. But it's not going to be in the farm because it doesn't need to be. So insulated. Let's do an active vent. Next. And the active vent is so that I can shove gas into this thing at night. And then we'll want to wire it up. And then I'm going to want insulated pipes. A whole bunch.
Air tank low.
My waste tank's kind of full, but I'll wait. So if we take a look over here, this is going to be atmospheric waste gas. Which then we can feed in there. I might actually want to drop it from the ceiling if I'm going to hook up a oxygen filter in here eventually. So I'll have it drop like that. That way it doesn't block the oxygen filter spot. Okay, cool. Then I'm going to need to set up how to filter the carbon dioxide. So, I already have the atmospheric kit. I just need the filter itself. And then, like, a pad to place it. So steel frame, and I'll work my atmospherics next to the farm. And it will be part of the main base. Some of the atmospherics will not be part of the base, like the H2 combustor, because it produces an immense amount of heat. And if I ever pressurize my base to have it be temperature stable, I don't want that inside. Oh, what the hell? How did you... What the hell? Why did... No, I don't know, whatever. Alright, so this here is going to be a filter. So input is going to be...
Waste tank caution.
So the only thing is the filtered is important. The filtered is going to be the carbon dioxide. So now we are going to build a... Well, first I need a gas canister for my waste tank. Whoa. Alright, this needs 2 pipes. Should have grabbed iron. I'm low. 4 nighttime truly sets in. Yeah, okay, there's some iron right over there. Also cobalt, if I'm ever doing advanced furnacing. It's good enough. Because once it becomes as cold will be at night, I'm going to want to wire up that active vent and start shoving atmosphere into that tank. Insulated tank. Let's also dump out the furnace too. Yeah, let's go ahead and wire up the active vent now. So this active vent here needs power. Oh, it's being annoying. It's like, oh, data port. Hook up the data port. I don't want to hook up the data port. Okay, that active vent now has power. It is as cold as it's going to get tonight, so set inward and vent. And the purpose of this is we're filling this tank with cold gas. In air quotes. It's 127 Celsius, but that's as cold as it's going to be. And I'm going to need to turn off that vent, you know, before daybreak. So there's our CO2 filter. Stick the actual physical filter in, and then we're going to need to feed it this orange line, and then store carbon dioxide. I already have pipes, so let's get these hooked up. So the unfiltered stuff can go right back to the waistline. And then this needs to connect up to that big tank. Steel's in here. And then I'll build CO2 storage there. And that is where we're going to have our CO2 for greenhouse. It's going to be hot, but still, we'll have it. Okay. 2 gas pipe utility insulate. These bad boys. Just so that we can put the carbon dioxide somewhere for now. And then we're going to want a system to be able to feed the carbon dioxide into the farm so that this environment in here is basically as close to 100% carbon dioxide as possible with a little bit of oxygen as a result of the potatoes growing. Very close to having a farm going. Very, very close. Asgear, thank you for the resub. And Arkansas Smith, too. Cheers. Alright, so this is just to add volume to the storage. And if I turn this on... Let me only turn off the headlight. If I turn this on... it's not plugged in, is it? Yeah, okay. Well, kind of helps to plug it in first. I got power here. I'm going to definitely need new cables. So cable making now. Copper's in here. I have 40 grams of it. Sure. Is the reason for the no glass in the greenhouse? So there's a bunch of different reasons. One, sunlight heats things. Heat is a problem already. More heat is a more problem. Two, I want to control exactly how much sunlight my plants get. Can't really do that if I have a window. Because plants require a certain amount of darkness every day and a certain amount of light every day. If you want to wonder about that, if you look up like potato, because that's the seeds I have. Potatoes produce about 8 moles of oxygen per hour. They want to be ideally between 20 and 30 Celsius. Grow pressure between 50 and 100 kPa. Darkness required. I need 3 minutes and 20 seconds of darkness per day, and that will vary a little bit from potato to potato. And then I need about 5 minutes of light per day. So to be able to control those variables, I want it dark. I basically am going to do a grow light situation. And the thing is, power is really cheap to have on Vulcan, right? Solar power is 250%. So I don't need to be power efficient in my setups because power is just not a factor here at all. What's a factor is oxygen and water. That's what kills me. Power, I have as much as I want. The sun is there. The black hole is very luminous. So that's why I am not even bothering with the trying to make it windowed or whatever. Plus, you know, as I said, the heat that the windows produce, because windows are not windows are gonna let in heat. That's good enough. So where are we at now? Oh, the other thing is I'm probably going to need a liquid drain for that. So let's make a liquid drain now before I forget. Because we're going to have liquid pollutant building up in the lines and it's going to rupture if I don't. RMC, thank you for the resub. Or the sub. And I'll use my tablet to show you why I'm doing this. So, in here, we have 96 liters of liquid pollutant. Oh, also the sun's coming up, so let's turn this bad boy off. Yeah, it got a little warm, but whatever. We need a liquid pollutant drain. For now, I can actually do this really cheaply, but I'm going to have to move this drain later on. So the third style of this is a passive liquid drain, which allows liquid to drain out. Oh, actually, I can put it up there. And now the stress on the pipes here at 42% is dropping dramatically because all that liquid is going up into the atmosphere. All right, this should be plugged in now. And as a result, we have carbon dioxide in this tank made of readily available to use. And I'm going to leave this filtering for a bit. All right, next part of this equation is a active vent, which for that I need more iron. So let's go get some iron. My hydration and food is like okay-ish for now. Whoa, okay. Let's not fall in there. Something tells me that would end well. We're pretty close to the required greenhouse setup. Quite. That's enough iron. It's fine. 100 grams or 99 grams. Whoa! I should have not. I didn't take any suit damage, but I came down hard. I'm honestly lucky that I didn't get some sort of break. Oh, I had 50. Okay, I had iron there. Active vent. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an active vent here. Well, first I'm going to want to active vent. I'm going to fully set up my airlock and then vent out everything that's in the airlock right now. So I can start from zero. Start from vacuum. So let's go ahead and do that now. That doesn't need a complicated setup. I'll stick the vent here. close to you being done? 6? Okay. So we just need a passive vent on the other side and just to flush everything in this airlock out and then set up the airlock so it actually is, you know, an airlock. Hey, 6 days without dying, almost a full week. So passive vent, because I really only need to flush the whole system out once ever, and then once it's done, it's done. And then we'll do another insulated pipe. Well, if this is a non-insulated passive vent, it doesn't really matter. There's going to be vacuum on the inside, so it's not a big deal, but whatever. All right, so where's that active vent? There it is. Cool. So now we can chug-a-lug empty out that area. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Vulcan, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow astronauts.